This is KPIX 5 Breaking News.
Good afternoon, I'm Alan Martin. We do have some breaking news in the ghost ship warehouse trial. Minutes ago, we learned that the judge in that case has dismissed 3 of the jurors, supposedly for some type of misconduct. We don't know what, but 3 alternates will now take their place. Deliberations have to restart from the beginning. A stunning development in the ghost ship warehouse trial. This was day 10 of deliberations. Now it follows what began as a very unusual day at court. The jury supposed to begin their deliberations, but instead the judge held closed-door sessions with the lawyers in this case. Then our Juliette Goodrich, who's been in the courtroom, reports a certain number of jurors were actually called in one by one into court to talk with the judge. That jury of 3 men, 9 women has spent 10 days deliberating, and last week the jurors had asked for some testimony to be read back to them. But the 2 defendants, Derek Alameda and Max Harris, are each charged with 36 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Of course, the fire at the Artist Collective was in December of 2016, and it killed 36 people. Family members were also called back into court this afternoon for that special hearing. The jury was then called back in its entirety. We have a live look from inside the courthouse. We are expecting, of course, we will get reaction from the lawyers in this case as well as family members of the victims at any moment. But again, just to recap, developments in the ghost ship warehouse trial. 3 jurors have been dismissed. Deliberations are going to start again, and that's the very latest from Oakland. We're going to continue our live coverage right now on KPIX.com, our other digital platforms as well. The latest ahead here on KPIX 5 at 5 o'clock, but we now send you back to our regular programming.
This is KPIX 5 Breaking News.
What? We have breaking news from Oakland. You're looking live at the courthouse, where we have pictures coming in from inside the courthouse. Minutes ago, the jury actually was called back into the courtroom today after a note was sent to the judge. Jurors were called back in. At least 2 to 3 of the jurors were called in and questioned one by one by the judge. And then this afternoon, we were told that 3 of those jurors have been dismissed by the judge. We're assuming there was some type of misconduct. Now 3 alternates are going to take their places. Deliberations, we're told, have to start again from the very beginning. This is a stunning development. And this, of course, follows what began as an unusual day in court. The jury was supposed to begin its deliberations. Instead, the judge held these closed-door sessions with the lawyers in the case. And our Juliette Goodrich, who has been in the courtroom throughout this trial and today, reports that a certain number of jurors were called in to court to talk with the judge individually. The jury of 3 men, 9 women have spent 10 days now deliberating. Last week, the jurors asked for some testimony to be read back to them. And of course, the 2 defendants are Derek Alameda and Max Harris. They each are charged with 36 counts of involuntary manslaughter. A fire at that Artist Collective back in December of 2016 did kill 36 people. I believe we have Juliette Goodrich on the phone with us now with the very latest developments. Juliette, you were in court. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Alan. I just left the courtroom after hearing the judge make this stunning announcement, and basically no one knew what was going to happen. Even victims' family members who were called in today, waiting for that phone call if there was going to be a verdict or any sort of announcement, had no idea. When we walked inside, the judge gave this announcement, and everyone was stunned by it. She basically said a few of the fellow jurors have been excused. Alternate jurors will participate in the verdict. She also then went to say, you must begin deliberations from the very beginning, disregard earlier deliberations, and the jury will now return back to deliberating. She basically said to Juror 13, which was an alternate, please take seat number 1. Juror 14, please take seat number 3. Juror 15, please take seat number 4. Now, I was up in the lobby throughout the day just waiting to find out what was going on. One of the victim's family members told me when she got that phone call that there was an announcement, she said she literally dropped everything. And I can tell you, I would see jurors walking back and forth one by one as if they were talking to the judge today. And then before we were allowed into the courtroom, 3 female jurors left down an elevator, which leads me to believe those are the 3 jurors that were excused. The 3 alternates now are males, so they're going to begin deliberations again, and we're going to wait to hear from the attorneys to hear what they have to say. And that's the latest here from the courthouse. A lot going on today.
Julia, this Alan again. So this misconduct, do we have any details? Do you know what was going on, what was talked about?
No official details, but when this happens, when a juror is excused, there's some sort of tampering or foul play or something that was going on either during the trial or during the deliberation. 3 jurors have been excused, so we hope to get more information. Now, when the attorneys left earlier today at an earlier recess, they were closed-lipped, and that's usually not the case for the defense attorneys. Tony Serra has been very vocal throughout this trial, so we're hoping he'll be able to talk when they're let out from the courtroom. I scooted out just to be able to give you guys this information.
And just quickly, one more question. This jury was not sequestered, is that right?
No, they've been allowed to go home each and every day. But in this case, and I don't believe that that's going to change from here on out. It'll be the same pattern, deliberations, just these alternate jurors are now sitting in seat number 1, number 3, and number 4.
1, 3, and 4. So 3 jurors replaced. All right, Julia Goodrich, you've been in the courtroom for us. We appreciate it so much. I look forward to your live report. We'll get more details, of course, from Juliet and have that on our regular KPIX 5 news broadcast.